Hey everybody, welcome to the Sage Intacct 2025 Release 4 announcements from BPM. We're excited to bring you yet another batch of good new functionality in the Sage Intacct product uh, suite for this last release of 2025. So pretty quick agenda today. We don't need to take up a bunch of your time, but we are going to do some quick introductions of ourselves and the firm, and then we're going to talk about the highlights of 2025 Release 4. My name is Tom Achor. I am a director here at BPM in the Sage Intacct practice. I've been working with Sage Intacct for around a dozen years now. So I've been through a few quarterly releases, and every time there's some new good stuff comes out, and the product has just evolved so much. Really looking forward to sharing what we've found in the new release with you.
And my name is Michael Sudberry, Senior Systems Implementation Specialist with BPM. I've worked with Sage Intacct for a long time on the customer side, and then I've also been doing implementations for quite some time as well. So I'm always excited to see all the new features rolling out and the ways that Sage Intacct might could save us some time.
A little bit about BPM. We are a top 30 CPA firm. Our motto is because people matter, and we have people all over the world, especially in the US, the West Coast, but in many other states, Canada, UK, and India. And we're definitely a full service firm. Besides our Sage Intacct practice, we have a full technology and advisory practice, all the assurance services, tax and wealth management services as well, and even more than that. But if you don't know more about us, then please come check out our website and find out some more.
All right, and let's get into it. So with the quarterly release, there are a lot of features that are going to be rolled out, but we like to handpick a few of our favorites to share with you. So today we are going to cover the Sage Copilot Closed Workspace, advanced ownership consolidation, some new features there, some new views and reporting unposted GL journals, which I really like. I've used it already quite a few times. More AR statement options, debit and credit combinations in your matching rules, streamlined historical contract entry, and new training and videos on Sage University.
Yeah, so the big headliner, Michael, is this Sage Copilot Close Automation, which has been slowly working its way through the process from the early adopter or beta status into general availability. And so with this current release, the Close Workspace functionality that goes beyond simple variance analysis, not that that's simple, but moving on into really turbocharged checklists, notifications, and the ability to have visibility and collaboration through the close process, all driven by that Sage Copilot AI. So it's now all in general availability.
You're also going to have some added functionality as far as like notifications. So you have proactive notifications as to what due dates may be for some of your checklists. You'll have added visibility to where you could see the owner, the status of every task, and also some template-based workflows that are going to make setting up these checklists a lot easier. All this is really going to come together to give you a more streamlined and seamless close if you choose to look into the closed workspace.
Yeah, and with that, using that functionality in the checklist, then you get more visibility in the close process across the entire breadth of your subledgers, your ledgers, your entities, and it's much easier to follow up on the specific tasks and status across all of that process of getting your financials closed each period. And you get these visual charts, which really help just that intuitive view of what's going on with that close process.
Sage Copilot is going to be a big part of this. The collaborative effort within the workspace is a huge benefit to have real-time communication on where you're at with your close things that may still be pending, and things that may need review. So really, it's making everything be all in one place that will help streamline your close and hopefully save a bunch of time and increase your accuracy. Now, this is going to be an add-on, right, Tom?
Yes, yes, it is. The whole Copilot and Close process is an add-on product, so you can reach out to us at BPM and we will help you out with pricing and specials and any other kind of incentives that they have to get into that.
It looks rather promising, though. Who doesn't like a clean close?
Yeah, and maybe as a part of your close process, they introduced the advanced ownership consolidations into Sage Intacct about, I think, 6 releases ago. The initial advanced ownership came out in early adopter. It's all in general availability now, and with the latest release, that equity method of rolling up ownership from lower levels through the different tiers at different percentages into the top tier of your ownership is all enabled with this advanced ownership consolidations using the equity method, which was not previously available except for early adopters. It's now out there in general availability and can be added to your product mix at any time. This is super
Yeah,
handy, by the way, for like wealth management, family offices, all kinds of complex entity structures.
yeah, there's a huge benefit there in both time savings of trying to recreate these reports, and then also accuracy. All those calculations are built into the system, so you can be assured they work. Also, we have reporting with unposted GL transactions. Now, this is currently just for the general ledger. This does not work with any of the subledgers yet, but now we have the added option within the general ledger to run a report and look at either posted entries, posted and unposted entries, or just unposted entries. When you open up that unposted entry, you have the option to select between draft state entries or submitted entries or approved entries. So it gives you multiple states to do your general ledger reporting on. When you're in review, it's going to make it a lot easier to say, oh, do I have any draft entries that are pending out there? You can go ahead and run your general ledger. This is something previously you would have had to go into one of your journals or like create a custom report for, but now you can do it from the general ledger, which I find to be a really nice feature.
Yeah, that along with everything else is gonna really help speed up the close when you're able to see your draft journal entries. Now, Michael, this doesn't flow through to financial reporting at this point, right?
Right, that is correct. It is just in the general ledger section of reporting, but still a nice benefit to be added.
Yeah, and we don't know, but we have hope that if it can be viewed in the general ledger detail, that it could eventually make its way into a financial reports option.
Also, we have more AR statement options. That's one of those things where Sage Intacct, we have historically had a pretty fixed AR statement that we could provide. Now we have added options of showing all transactions and then showing open invoices and credits and showing the open invoices. This is going to make it a lot easier for accounting teams to reconcile their statements and see how things were applied. So I love the added detail that this is going to provide.
Yeah, it seems like they've added a little more to the AR statement capability every year for the last 4 or 5 years. So more progress, really great. We have had customers ask for customizations like this in their AR statements, and so it's great to see that it's now just part of the functionality. If you're using the automated reconciliations in cash management, and I hope you are, then you're using matching rules. And those matching rules that automatically match your bank transactions with your Intacct transactions just got a little bit better. And this would have been an annoyance to people who are using that automation before. But if you have, as the examples show here, an entry in the bank side that's one amount and two different transactions on the Intacct side, now if there's a debit and a credit on Intacct, you'll be able to match those two different lines into a single transaction match to the bank. So you can see there's a little example of that matching condition there at the rule where it's saying that the bank transaction amount can match with Intacct transactions, both or a combination of debits and credits. So yeah, if that's been troubling you before, it's taken care of now.
Yeah, and matching rules are so great.
Yeah.
I like to say that if you're spending any time at all on your reconciliation, you could probably go and hone in your matching rules. Really, it should catch the majority of your transactions, and then when it comes time to do the rec, you're only catching about the last 5% of it. It can save you a ton of time on a manual reconciliation, and it's very reliable. So added features here are great because it just makes that product even stronger.
On the contracts module, when we're bringing in historical items, we now have a way to accelerate that onboarding of contracts because you'll be able to bring in contract history at the line level right into your existing contract setup. And that's not just great for when you're converting contracts into Sage, but also if you've acquired a entity, a business that already had in-flight contracts, you'll be able to bring that history in now and streamline that merger into your contracts module. In addition, it's helping to streamline renewals. There is now an ability to manage contract renewals at global and at entity levels to keep that all under control, keep your contract businesses, your ongoing subscriptions working smoothly.
Speaking of a section of the system, Sage is always updating contracts. I feel every quarter gets some form of update. So that's definitely a part of the system that they are really listening to customer feedback and putting in quality of life improvements on a very consistent basis. So we love to see all those new updates there as well. Speaking of other new things, there are going to be new training videos in Sage University and also new videos in the video library. This is a really neat feature. If you haven't seen it yet, you can see it from the Help Center. So here I have the Sage Intacct Help Center. If you ever just go into the Help Center and search, there is the video library. So if we look in this, they have really built out all the tasks that you might wanting to be doing. And rather than having to go into a long training, you're going to have a guided audio and visual video walking you through step by step how to do it. So if I was concerned with how do I add a bill, this short 3-minute video will walk you through it step by step, and you'll be able to add that bill after 3 minutes. There are many sections here. I went through, there's things like permissions, creating creation rules on cash management. There's really not a lot that isn't in here. So definitely, if you're questioning how to do something, go to the Help Center. And if you're a visual person, check out the video library.
I love these bite-sized videos that just let you get right to the thing you want to do. And they have
Exactly.
like click paths. They show you like how you need to click exactly, right?
And 3 minutes is about my attention span. So
Yeah, that's about right.
speaking of breaking down things into more manageable pieces, the Sage Intacct Fundamentals training is transitioning into 5 separate courses rather than being one long course. This gives you flexibility to complete this at your own pace and also prioritize these based on your role. The new courses are going to be managing journal entries and the general ledger, managing cash, running reports in Sage Intacct, processing accounts receivable, and processing accounts payable.
That's great. And of course, the Sage Intacct fundamentals and these elements that it's broken into are complementary for all users. But then there's a whole breadth of other Sage University trainings that are accessible if you subscribe to the Sage Intacct Learning subscription. Some other new stuff that has come out, we just hit on the highlights that we think will matter most to our customers, but there's a ton of new stuff in every release, and just a few of those. One that's important for a few customers is that Authorize.net and PayPal are no longer supported as integrations, and that's because of uh, compliance with card privacy. So charge cards should not be stored anymore in Sage Intacct, but there are recommended partners for taking care of that customer payment side of your business, including VersaPay. That's one that's recommended by Sage, but it's not the only one. We work with Fortis and others to accomplish that customer payment, close that loop, and get your invoices paid. If you're using Sage Intelligent Time, it now supports the employee expense automation, so that can be done now on the uh, mobile app for Sage Intelligent Time. A lot of more filtering capabilities on AP reports, whether that's vendor aging or vendor ledgers. So you can filter more specifically on that. There's more views into how purchasing match tolerances are working. Sage Intacct Professional Services Automation has an upgraded integration with Salesforce, and there's some updated formatting for charts and graphs in the financial reporting module. It's kind of like they've just done a little bit in the background because they're getting ready to do bigger stuff down the road. We see this, that they do that all the time. Uh, if you have Sage Fixed Assets Management, this is not to be confused with the old Sage Intacct Fixed Assets Management. This is the newer product, and they're adding more functionality to that, including the ability to partially dispose of assets, to split multiple assets out of a single AP or PO line, and to edit assets that are already in service. Construction has a number of new features. I've highlighted a couple here, allowing excess billing on progress-based contract lines instead of having to go do a change order, and enhancements in the work in progress management. So those are some, again, we went deeper into some of the highlights, and these are a few more, but there's even more out there if you go check your release notes on the home page in your Sage Intacct company.
So today we covered Sage Copilot, that new closed workspace, advanced ownership consolidations, and the new equity method feature and general release there, unposted GL journals and reporting, more AR statement options for customer AR statements, debit and credit combinations in the matching rules, streamlined historical contracts, and new training and videos on Sage University. And of course, go check out all of the other great features that we did not mention in this recording.
Yep, and thank you very much for joining us for this brief overview of Release 4. And we'll be back next quarter with more information. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to Michael or me or anybody on our Sage Intacct team for more information if you want to follow up on some of those features. Thank you.